Couples who do well multiply money. They do what? They multiply money. So 3 things. You make the money, you manage the money, and you do what? And how do you multiply the money? Through investment. You invest, you divest, you reinvest. As a couple, you must learn to save. From savings, you move into investment. The first time we ever made $1 million saving, it took us, was it a year or year plus? The day we hit $1 million. I don't see all this. Somebody will say that, look, what is money? Money is something, no. If you've never seen money at a certain level, you don't know how it feels. The day money hit 1 million at First Bank, I saw I was saving 1 million. If my wife asked me for money, because if I touch anything in that account, it go back to 9,990. And do you know how it feels that I'm a millionaire? It's 1 million, but at least I just suddenly feel like I'm a millionaire. You understand what I'm saying? That? So if my wife asks for money, guess what I do? I would rather look for the money and give her than withdraw the money from the account. So we kept keeping that money until one day somebody now gave us an opportunity, and we had made up our minds very early. Again, we decided what part of investment we're going to follow very early. So we're not a family you can come. We're not a family you can come and meet. You can come and meet my wife and say, Madam, Mama, please take this, buy now, pay later. My wife will never, not in a dream. It's a rule in our family. We don't buy what we can't afford. We don't buy what we can't afford. She dare not try it. She will never try it. My children will never try it. Part of our financial discipline, you don't buy what you can't afford. We are not in a rush for anything. Follow what happened here. So one of the things that we did at that period was that when my wife will come to me and say, sorry, sweetheart, can you give me some money? I just look for ways to get the money, and I'll make sure that I don't touch the one that is there. And we kept on managing like that. Eventually, we had this opportunity where somebody brought us a land. I said, sorry, sir, I want to sell the land. And he said, 10 million. Sorry, he says he's giving it away for 10 million. Giving away, that he just want to give it out. And I guess, I don't know why he was looking at me, because I'm a general overseer. Maybe because I'm one of these general overseer that, you know. So he said, bring 10 million. He said, Reverend, you can just bring 10 million. So I called him later. Later I called my wife. I said, see what this man said we should do. And my wife laughed. And I said to my wife, I said, we don't have that kind of money. My wife said, tell him we have 1 million. I said, we have what? Are we paying him tithe? She said, but did you call him? I said, no. She said, tell him what you have. Just while we're talking, the man's call came in. And in order to escape, I told him, I said, sorry, sir, I just told your daughter, and I said, my wife just said that she is 1 million. I was telling her that you said it's 10 million. You want to just give it out at 10 million. But she said she has 1 million. Because when somebody has 1 million, it's her. But when you have 10 million, it's you. Yeah. So that kind of a thing. The man started laughing. And he said, Reverend, sir. I said, yes, sir. He said, bring me the money. I said, what, sir? He said, bring me the 1 million. He said, come and take the land. He said, I want to give it to you. He said, you've been a blessing to me. Because I was afraid, maybe it was not in his right senses, so I called Pastor Stevenson. Where's Pastor Stevenson? That man there. I call him at night, because anything can happen to him, I'll rescue him. So I sent him, I said, take 1 million, go and give it to the man. And he took it to the man. And the man gave him the paper of the land. Only for me to find out that my plot is just 2 plots away from Samsung's house. And then not too far from the owner of Doxa, Pastor Tayo Lanio of Throne Room Church. We're all in the same estate. So when I entered there, I said, hey, over mutual among people will matter. So I told my wife, I said, you see this land that God has given us? She said, give who? left to you, will we have this land? Here's what I want to say. What if we didn't have 1 million? Go and check how much the lands in those estates cost now. As far back as about 10 years ago, land in those places are going for 20 million. Massively developed area today. Make the sacrifice. We don't do Gucci. We don't go to eat in big restaurants. No. We manage, because we are children coming, we don't have background. We don't have parents that fund us. So we have to make the commitment together.